Game on.
Starting this thing early. A little late, should I say?
It's late. It's a late Wednesday, but
Damn, they took Scherzer out. Let's see.
What are we harping on? What are we harping on first this evening?
I don't know. I'm gonna start with the top 25.
Top 25, I like it.
All right, everybody, welcome to week 5 of NCFF's podcast. I'm, your host Frank, and my co-host Jeff is here as always. 1 and 3. Hi, 1 and 3. Raise your hand. 2 of the best all plays in the whole league, but 1 and 3. How you doing?
The best all play in the league.
Yeah, 1 and 3. But it is what it is. We're going to start. We're gonna have Ash with us soon. Jeff, can you see? Or you can't see the bottom, can you? Okay, that's fine. We're gonna start off with this week's rankings. Number 1 this week, the Georgia Bulldogs. They're up there at number 1. They're always up there. And number 2,
sneaky.
Haven't seen the rankings yet. Haven't looked. I've been busy as shit since yesterday. Haven't had a chance to even look at anything really. Florida's number 2. Maryland's 3. Florida will also be our guest this week. Ash will be our guest. Syracuse is 4. Georgia Tech is 5. Penn State 6. Oklahoma State 7. Clemson 8. Navy 9. Purdue 10. Vandy 11. That won't be anymore. Hawaii 12. Florida State 13. Duke 14. Michigan State 15. UNC, Kansas State, Fresno State, Army at 19, Arizona State at 20, ULL at 21, Mississippi State at 22, bums, Kansas at 23, South Carolina at 24, and Rutgers rounding out the top 25. It's a solid little top 25. It's starting to come together. Those teams we were talking about in the beginning of the season in weeks 1 and 2 and shit,
Yep.
With their fluke wins against teams that are going to score 42 points.
And it'd be a funny thing to look at long term is, how scheduling affects the preseason rankings. I don't know the best way to look at it, but, when you play cupcakes, it looks nice. I mean, you got teams with like 180, 170, 150
right
on the top on all play. It really won't work out in the rankings until we start hitting conference play. But It helps you long term, no matter what. Scheduling those solid teams early on will pay dividends later on.
Yep, no doubt. 1 and 3 for both of us. Our all play is going to help us with the NCFF score no matter what. So, I was looking today at my team for a little bit of time. I was setting my lineup, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll talk about it in a minute because everybody wants to talk about me and Joey. But every week this year, LSU has scored more points each week. I started out kind of weak. I think I only scored like 68 week 1. Week 2, I scored like in the 70s. Week 3, I scored in the 80s. All 3 losses. This week, I scored 104 without McCaffrey, who practiced this week. I mean, if he's in, I'm putting him in. I guess I could roll with Henderson tomorrow night and then roll with Eckler, and it's not 2 horrible things, and then hope that CMC, they sit him again this week and save it the hamstring. But who knows? But I have decisions to make. I haven't made them yet. I don't know if I'm playing DK yet.
Well, look at points for teams. I tell all teams to look at that right now. Look at what your points for. Like mine and yours and Arkansas's are almost an entire week better than the rest of everyone else in our conference.
Yeah.
Or at least our division of the conference right there. I'm at 70 points.
Yeah, you're 351. I'm 330. The Mississippi State, who's 22nd ranked, is 282 points for. So that's 50 behind me and 70 behind you. Alabama's 274. A&M's 2-2 is 248.
Hey, number 1, Georgia's at 328.
Yeah, less than both of us. It's going to work itself out. That's why I'm not worried about weeks 1 through 4. As much as it's good to start off 4-0, whatever.
None of you guys discourage yourselves. This league is not over.
No.
Don't worry. Wait, I think what was it?
That was preseason.
Didn't Michigan have 4 losses when he won the national championship?
Yes. This is preseason. All you got to do is, if you win your division and get the at-large bid and you're in the playoff and you have a solid team, you're good. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
I mean, you're talking to two people that have been in the national championship the last 2 years. Now, we both lost it, but, if it doesn't – nothing matters these first 4 weeks. Yeah, it's good to talk shit. It's good to have the cross-conference rivals and all that, but no. None of it matters. It starts this week with cross-conference, cross-division games. This is where the season for NCFF starts. These next weeks 5 through 13 is where the cream of the crops is going to start.
The only ones it really matters for are our national 16 league teams. You come in starting out 4-0, going into this.
Yeah, you're looking good. Without the at-large bid, you're looking good.
You got a good shot at making the at-large. That's why it's so important for those ones. And I don't know if we've got any contenders right now sitting at 4-0 there, but you're in a good spot. Like, you keep up the high score, you keep up those positions, you got a very good chance to make it to the playoff.
So we are going to start with games of the week. And we're going to go through these quickly because we've got a bunch of them this week. But we start off with Georgia Tech, number 5, versus Clemson, number 8. We're always talking about Red each week. It seems like game of the week, but he's doing what we talk about, and you don't schedule yourself cupcakes. And he's one of the ones that have gone through, and I'm going to be honest with you, he doesn't need to win the ACC at all. I mean, he's beat me. He's beat you. Who else has he beat? Shit, let me go back to the rankings real quick. He beat Texas Tech, he beat you, he beat me, and he beat Oregon State. I mean, he beat 3 teams ranked in the top 5 preseason. Right. 1, 2, 3, actually. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 4. I don't remember what I was. But you and Brahmi were 1, 2. So, and I'm almost positive that Oregon State's probably going to win the Pac-12, if not Oregon. But Oregon State's probably leaning to win if he can set the lineup properly. And then you and me, one of us is winning at least the SEC West. Georgia's, always got a solid team, so we'll see. But that's where we're at. We don't really have to go through teams like we've been doing because it's just kind of like the same people all the time in these top 25 matchups. But Rhett's got Kyler. He's going to play, and Clyde and Eckler. He played Hubbard for some weird reason and almost cost himself the game this week instead of playing Clyde when he talked Clyde. All that shit he talked about Clyde the whole last episode or whatever. He's going to play Chase Jefferson. He's probably playing Ridley. So he's set. He's good.
He's set. Yeah.
Clemson probably playing he's only can play Trevor. He's going to play Saquon and Dalvin, or maybe Kamara and Saquon since Dalvin's still hurt.
How many copies of Saquon are even left in the league?
I don't think it's many. I don't think it's many at all. He's also got Jefferson, so that cancels out. He's got CD, he's got Debo. That's who his roster is going to be. That's his starters. I mean, absolutely solid squad. I mean, he's going to be absolute dog shit next season because he's got all these guys graduating. But he's going to be fine at wide receiver for a couple of years. But his running backs, he's definitely going to need to work on next year. So I'm going to give that to Rhett. What about you? I think Rhett takes – I don't know. Actually, I think I'm going to give the upset to Clemson.
That's a nice upset potential there. Honestly, I'm rooting for Rhett to lose because he deserves it for all of his fucking luck he's had for game after game after game. But, I mean, no offense, Rhett, but all of us are rooting against you.
I'm definitely rooting against him. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I'm rooting against him. Who we got next? We got Penn State versus – who is it? I forget. Oh, Penn State, number 6, Penn State versus Purdue. And if you look – let's see. We'll start with Penn State since they're the lower-ranked team, which we didn't do it with Red and Kyle. But
I think it's a good matchup.
I mean, it's a solid matchup, and Joe's always been at the top with Penn State. He's got Kyler. He's playing Chubb. I'd probably play Darrell Henderson tomorrow night over Gibson and Mixon this week. He's got Godwin, Cup, and then he can either go Renfro or Sutton. I don't think he's got any holes really.
But he's got a solid bench to choose from to an extent. I mean, other than he can play and pick and choose where he wants to play here this week.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 4 running backs and 4 wide receivers he can play each week, so he's good on that. Purdue
got a solid little lineup too, though. I mean, you can't hate him for that, especially. I mean,
not really. I mean, his 6th spot's a little weak. I mean, he's going to play Mahomes. He's going to play Chubb. I mean, he can play Chubb, McCaffrey, or Barkley.
But is McCaffrey going to really play to potential?
No, and that's what I'm saying. You don't know what he's going to do, so he's probably going to play Chubb and Barkley. And then he's going CD and he's going Ridley, and he could do what I'm doing. I'm playing Van Jefferson this week versus Joey.
And I Seattle hate him for playing Ruggs. He might just blow up.
Yeah, he could play Ruggs. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about Ruggs. I didn't see him. I would probably play Ruggs if I had him over Jefferson. But it is what it is. Seattle's a wet paper bag, so I'm hoping that Van just catches one over the top for me. That's all I'm hoping for. I mean, DK is going against. I may play 3 people tomorrow night. I might have to play DK. I might have to play Van Jefferson, and I might have to play Darrell Henderson. Plain and simple. McCaffrey's hurt. I don't know what he's doing, and McLaurin's going against the Saints, and he's going to be shadowed by Lattimore. So, and McLaurin's been doing up and down weeks so far this season. Week 1 and 3, he wasn't really that great. 2 and 4, he blew up. So,
right.
We'll see how that goes. Oh, look who we got here.
What's going on, guys?
Well, Ash is going to come in and talk all that shit.
All that shit. He's been talking for 3 years. Florida's coming. Here they come.
They're here.
I think it takes a little bit more than 1 week in the top 5 to be here, but we'll give that to you. You work.
Give credit where it's due.
Cheers. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, cheers.
Ash.
You said it was going to happen.
Number 2. There you go.
I appreciate it. Now Alabama will take me out. So, hey.
No, I don't think you have anything to worry about with Alabama.
Well, Tommy doesn't pay attention to the draft until it's 3 days in, so it might eventually catch up to him.
Sounds like Georgia.
Hey, and Georgia's number 1, so what's that?
I know.
But I will say this, and this isn't just because I'm in the SEC and I'm talking to 2 SEC people, but there's no doubt in my mind that that's the best conference in this league. When you got the number 1 and number 2 teams, and then on the other side of the conference is me and Jeff, who have the best 2 of the top all-play records, but we're 1 and 3. So what you gonna do? But moving on, next matchup.
That's because Ash and those guys schedule those pansies the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean,
hey, all my guys were ranked that I played, other than Oregon State, but they were preseason top 5. So
yeah, ranked 25th, but we're not gonna talk about that. He just picks a 25th ranked team. Woo! I beat the top 25 team. Next matchup, the third matchup of the 6 is Oklahoma State 4-0 versus Kansas 3-1. And if you look at Kansas's team, Coach Keith, Josh Allen, he's a start. He's going to see – this is nasty. His running backs are gross. And I don't even know why or how you choose between Cook, Harris, Jones, Sanders, and Swift. I guess if it's PPR, you're automatic. Like, if this is a PPR league, right, I'm probably playing Dalvin, and I'm playing – at this point with the way Pittsburgh's playing, I'm probably going Harris. He had 19 targets in week 2. Yeah, but it's not PPR. So he's probably going to play Jones and Cook. It's not a horrible thing. You could play Swift. Wide receiver, CD, Godwin, and Ruggs, or Devontae Smith he could play. Or you could play Marquise Brown. He's been catching bombs every week, it seems like. Solid little squad Kansas has got. Oklahoma State, we've talked about him a couple times before in different pods. Lamar, Chubb, JT, or Swift. A.J. Brown's hurt, but he's got Jamar, Debo. Ew. Now he's got a dilemma. He's got to play Ayuk. That's gross.
That's the wild card there. Is That shows you the narrow lineups can kill you some weeks.
But Ayuk is perfect in standard in this kind of scoring, you know.
Right.
He usually is when he's getting targets.
Yeah.
One touchdown.
But Trey Lance is there now, so who knows what's going on with that situation.
True.
First off, I'm gonna go. I'm picking Penn State and that other. We didn't talk about that. I'm gonna go Penn State to beat Purdue this.
Yeah, I'm going Penn State. I think it's gonna be a close one, but I like Penn State. They've got great lineup efficiency. They've got a great team. They've been solid since the beginning of the season. It's their game to lose this week.
Well, if you remember back to the recruitment episode, Penn State was the one that we both overlooked, and we were very apologetic for it. And now he's sitting at number 6, and laughing at the 1-3 Auburn and LSU.
Yep.
You know,
right.
I'm going to give Kansas the win here. I think he's going to beat Oklahoma State, just because of the fact that I think Oklahoma State's very weak at wide receiver, and I don't think it's not like Kansas doesn't have the running backs to match up with him. It's all about it's really all about between Josh Allen and Mahomes, I guess, really, huh? I mean, Josh Allen and Lamar is where it's going to come down to, I think.
It's just not going to be their week. I just don't think personally.
Yeah,
I love to call the upset. I'd love to say that this is Oklahoma State's week, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. But it is what it is.
They're a little banged up, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got A.J. Brown hurt, and he's got Slayton out too. So he's going to be forced to play Ayuk.
That hurts so bad because I would actually probably lean towards them if Brown and Slayton weren't hurt. I'd say that starting one of those two could easily yield a win this week in this league.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But like I said, I think I'm going to take Kansas. So now that's 2 upsets I've picked, Kansas and Clemson. Up next is Hawaii 4-0. So we're going to the N16. Hawaii versus Louisiana Lafayette. UOL doesn't have a horrible. I mean, they're probably playing Daniel Jones. He plays Dallas No, he doesn't play Dallas this week. Who do the Giants play? I don't remember who the Giants play. Let's look. He plays Dallas this week. I was right. Dallas, I mean, their defense looks decent. Trayvon Diggs looks like he's the better brother, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Stephon's amazing, Trayvon's looks like the next best lockdown corner in the league, in my opinion. Who knows? I could be wrong. I thought for sure when the Patriots released Gilmore this morning, I thought for sure 100% Jerry Jones was already on the phone with him. He should have been, but now Carolina got him. So
yeah, but it's Jerry Jones. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's true. Daniel Jones, he's going to play. Montgomery's hurt, so he's playing probably JT, and he's playing JT and Najee.
You got to play Najee this week. The kid's been a stud the last 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
I would say you're probably playing Najee and Montgomery if Montgomery was healthy. But
I would go Najee Montgomery if it was me. I don't think you could go wrong with that, and you'd have solid production. Yeah,
but Montgomery's hurt, and he's out for 5 weeks, so he's going to be stuck with JT and Najee. He's got DJ Moore. That's really it. I mean, DJ Chark's out for the year. Claypool's hurt. Deontay Johnson, he can play, and then he's going to have to I would call up and this is all honesty, if Slayton and Shepard are both out again this week, I'm probably taking Tony off the taxi squad and playing Kadarius Toney, because I think he had like 6 for 70 and a touchdown or something, or maybe not a touchdown.
Yeah.
He had good production last week.
Yeah. But that's that question is, do you risk that, especially being an N16 team, when every spot matters and those bidding dollars matter? Can you burn a red shirt on a player? And do I think Kadarius Toney is the next anybody? Probably not. But I guess maybe you're probably better off taking a gamble. If I was an N16 team, I this would actually be the time you just pull it up and gamble it, because you're either playing to play into NCFF or you're coming to be the freaking spoiler.
Yeah.
Pull him up, play him.
Yeah, you definitely got to play him. And then Hawaii's got, I mean, you can't play Gaskin. I have him in my redraft league, and I lost by 0.3 this week in redraft, and I had Gaskin starting because CMC was hurt, and he got 0.3. So,
yeah, I had him too.
yeah, I mean, you can't play him. Montgomery's out, so he's only going to play Eckler. And then, I mean, if I was him, I'm playing Eckler, and then I'm going Marquise Brown. I'm playing Cephas. I'm playing Galladay, and I'm playing Higgins. It might be hurt, but I'm playing – worst case scenario, you can play Rager.
You know, that's what you got to play.
I mean, you can't play Gaskin or Ahmed.
You play Gesicki. He's been hot for touch. I mean,
yeah, he's been hot with touchdowns the last 2 weeks. I mean, I guess you could play Gesicki over Rager and go Gesicki, Galladay, Cephas, and Brown.
I would.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give the win to Hawaii.
Yeah, I think I would lean Hawaii this week. I like.
Actually, no. I'm going ULL.
I think
Daniel Jones can keep up with Josh Allen this week against Dallas. I think Jonathan Taylor and Najee.
This game is totally decided by the quarterbacks. It's not decided by any of the peripheral players.
And the difference for me there is DJ Moore. If DJ Moore has a DJ Moore game, that could be what sets him apart in that matchup. What do you think, Ash? Who do you think's winning that one?
I've got to go with Lafayette. I love their running backs, and I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, I did too.
Jonathan Taylor, he started out slow last year, and they've used him the same way almost as last year. And, second half of the year, he started – I mean, the coaches have got to see that he's the clear workhorse, should be. And he can do it all. Right. And that's why I started him this week. I mean, I'm going to start my studs no matter what. I mean, I'm not going to put Chris Carson over any or Ronald Jones. I mean, I'm going to play my studs. And
you might as well drop Ronald Jones at this point.
Well, bye weeks. I mean, if I do something, but
he just looks like he's in the doghouse.
Someone who started Chris Carson in the championship game and lost because he didn't get an extra yard, I would go with anybody over Chris Carson, even though I'm starting him every week this week.
Yeah.
Like,
you might have to watch that.
If I started Ezekiel at the 1 week he had like 3 fucking touchdowns was the week that I lost a championship game.
Wait, you sat Zeke last year in the championship?
He was hurt the entire year until that, and he wouldn't do anything.
Start your studs.
Yeah.
Start your studs.
Go down with your ship. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm having a dilemma with my starting lineup this week. Because if I do a wrong move and Joey beats me, I'll never hear the end of it.
Oh,
but then if I play DK and Ramsey shuts him down, and
Ash, who is your pick? Is it LSU or is it Vandy?
Oh, let me go look at it.
We'll get to it at the end. We're saving that one for last.
All right, cool.
Okay, I've been waiting for that one all night.
We're saving that one for last. Don't worry. We're talking about it. Next up, we got Florida State, number 13, 3-1 versus 16th North Carolina. Close little matchup. Derek with North Carolina. He's playing Mahomes. He's playing Barkley. He's playing Henderson. Maybe he's playing Zach Moss over Henderson. Maybe. Probably not. But, Seattle's defense is absolute dog shit, so I'm playing Henderson myself. And then he's going to play Debo, Mike Williams. I'd probably play Goddard because Claypool's hurt. Callaway's not doing anything. Ayuk's not doing anything. Mims is hurt. Valdez-Scantling's on IR. So, yeah, you're playing Goddard in that situation. He's got Trey Lance, which is great. He's got Sam Darnold. Not doing horrible. Trey Lance, they said Trey Lance last week in a half scored 28 fantasy points. 1 half. I'm just saying. I mean,
is it every week though? Is it every week?
It's an RPO system. He's going to be running. I mean, he had 7 for 61 and a half. It's 14 for 122 and a touch, and he throws for 220 and a touch. I mean,
it's like Jameis the first week.
Yeah,
I drafted him as my sleeper. As I drafted him in my redraft backup, waiting on a breakout if he got to start because of the rushing upside. So,
yeah, I mean it's not a horrible idea. Florida State's got Mahomes, so that's gonna be a wash. Jacobs, Zach Moss as well, so that's probably gonna be that's.
The thing is, Florida State is stuck with his 2 starting running backs all year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, he's gonna. If I'm North Carolina, I'm playing Darrell Henderson just so I'm not. Got two people. Yep. He's got McLaurin, like we talked about with me, Renfro, Ridley. I'm playing Williams, Ridley, and I'm probably playing Deontay Johnson.
I almost lean towards Renfro because he's looked so good these last 2 weeks.
Did y'all see that hit on 4th down when he broke up that pass on Monday night?
Yeah.
That was gross. I'm going to be honest. He's the way he saw that play out and how he creeped up before the punt, that was gross. Kudos to Renfro. I think I'm taking North Carolina State North Carolina. I'm going Saquon and Darrell Henderson is better than Jacobs and Zach Moss.
I think it's going to be that close.
And I mean, they're both going to play Mike Williams. So it's Ridley versus Debo. I like Debo better. And then it's Goddard. It's Goddard and whoever else he plays. So I'm leaning North Carolina and another upset. I'm picking all upsets.
I think it's a tight game. I think.
Oh yeah, it's within a couple points of each other.
Yeah.
And then last. Oh, go ahead, Ash. My bad.
No, I mean I was going to say I don't think they're going to score as high as they're projected to. I mean it's projected to be a pretty tight game. 89-88. But Debo's been on a real hot streak, and I don't think that lasts. So,
I personally don't think
Debo's
going to last all season.
Stop. He's in my redraft. Stop. Don't put that on me.
Hey, I've got him too, but
we're realists. The kid's an injury, a walking injury away.
I'm well aware. Okay, I'm well aware what he is.
I'm going Carolina. He's got the best running back in.
You know what? I'm going Carolina too.
All right, well, it's a clean sweep for Carolina, which means it's probably not going to be Carolina. But anyway, last but not least of the games of the week that Ross put out, which nobody really cares about because there's only really one game of the week, is Kansas State versus Army, 17 versus 19. Army, for some reason. Okay, there it goes. Michael's got he's got Sam Darnold as his only quarterback, so he's playing him, but he's not playing horrible this year. Chubb is really it. I mean, I guess you could play Damian Harris versus Houston. Debo, this is ugly.
Galladay, Mooney might be sneaky.
I was gonna say Galladay, Mooney, and Debo you could play. Maybe Quez Watkins.
But good God, watch your lineup at the beginning of this week. Like, don't get hit with a non-starter with all those question marks out there.
He might sneak in and get Brian Edwards in the lineup.
Yeah, but Brian Edwards only catches a pass like in the fourth quarter.
Hey, they're going to be down every fourth quarter, so they're going to be.
But it's for 70 yards.
Yeah, it's true. Kansas State probably playing Hurts. I'd play Hurts. He's also got Damian. Jeez, what is going on around here? I guess you're playing Clyde and Damian Harris if you're Cam, and then you're going to play DJ Moore. You're going to play Deontay Johnson, and I guess you're playing Gesicki. And I think I would put Pitts in here this week.
He's got.
I might play Pitts. That'd be a sneaky play this week. It'd be a good play.
Well, he's got him in based on the preview here.
So. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going Kansas State. I don't think Army's got enough firepower. Too many injuries, unless Chubb goes ape shit.
Yeah, but I think I have to agree with you there.
I'm going to go Army.
Okay. I don't know why.
It helps me in my ranking, so I got to go Army.
Okay, that makes sense. And then, last but not least, the one that everybody's been waiting for. The one that Joey.
What about the FCS matchups?
Well, we're already 30 minutes in. Ross gave me 6 NCFF matchups this week.
Why don't we talk about the big ones? Let's talk about the two big ones at least.
All right.
Let's give them some love.
All right. Number 1 is Samford versus Jacksonville State. Which, hold on, I got to get to FCS now. Which I'm in FCS. The team's absolute shit. I have Tua as my only quarterback. That makes you feel any better.
Probably didn't allow people to play in other teams in the league anymore.
Somebody didn't show up. It was like a week after the auction started, and Dan was like, "Hey, you want to take over a team?" And I was like, "Sure."
Maybe you should start
Samford,
a little podcast for their league, so we don't have to do this one and save it.
Yeah. Samford versus Jacksonville. 4-0 versus 3-1. Samford's got Hurts, Najee, Javante, JJ, DJ, and Debo in. And Jacksonville has Kyler, DeAndre, JJ, Van Jefferson, James Washington, and Fant. God, it's ugly sometimes around here in NCFF.
I'm going the first team.
Yeah, I'm going Samford as well. JJ's going to cancel out the other JJ, and that was his best player besides Kyler. He's still got Najee, got Javante Williams, got Debo, got DJ. Yeah, Samford's going to run away with this.
I think Samford's got that one. It's just – I think it's their week.
The last one, the second one we'll talk about is Brown 3-1 versus Coopin State. Where's that at? Brown versus Coopin State. Coopin State's ranked 2 and they're ranked. Oh, they're 24th. I thought this said 4 at 2-2. I was confused. Brown's got Lamar, Eckler, Swift, Ridley, Debo, and Pitts. Not horrible.
That's a nice lineup.
It is a very nice lineup, especially with Edmonds on the backside. AJ Brown, who's hurt. It's a nice little squad. He's got Bateman on the taxi squad, it looks like. Coppin State's got Kyler, not horrible. Gaskin, we talked about that. That's ugly. Darrell Henderson, Kirk, McLaurin, and DK. Boy, that looks like my team. That's ugly. Shit. Well, I guess I got to go Coppin State since he's got 3 of the guys I'm playing this week. Yeah, Coppin State going for the win. Going upset. 24 being Coppin State.
I'm gonna have a hard time disagreeing with you. I think it's that week. I think it's their week too. So
that is our FCS portion of the podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Well, here it is.
Guys, feel free to contribute to the main chat.
Yeah, y'all get in the main chat, no doubt.
We will talk it up.
We're gonna get rid of the DFS segment of this podcast. It wasn't working out.
But I actually made a lineup again this week, Frank.
Did you? I didn't make one. I haven't made one yet. So we're going to talk about the matchup of the week in everybody else's eyes, other than the 12 teams that we talked about. And that's going to be Vandy, 3-1, versus myself, the long rival. Hasn't beat me yet. I think he's 0-5 against me. It's going to be 0-6. There's no doubt about it. He's got Baker. He's also playing Darrell Henderson, so that's canceling that out for us, which probably makes me play CMC. He's got Jacobs.
Do you play CMC with that risk though this week?
I mean, it's CMC, man. Like he missed.
I know, but what if they monitor his touches this week? It could be.
I don't know, and that's the decision. And unfortunately, I have to make that decision tomorrow because friggin' Henderson plays on Thursday. I don't know yet. Honestly, this is 100% truth. I still have no idea what my starting lineup for this week's going to be. I mean, I have options all over the freaking place I could go. I mean, I got Jacoby, Van Jefferson, and McLaurin as my wide receivers. Probably not going to happen. I mean, I thought about doing DK and Rondell Moore instead of McLaurin and Jacoby.
You're really not going to play DK?
I don't know.
Yeah, man. How do you not play DK?
Because every time he plays Ramsey, he gets shut down. He gets 1 catch for 22 yards or 2 catches for 25 yards. I don't know.
Joey's not in your head, is he?
You're number 2 wide receiver.
Oh, come on.
He's not in my head. No. I'm looking at matchups. What are we? I'm not allowed to play matchups?
I think Frank's looking at Joey's profile pic on his team and getting very intimidated.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Intimidation.
Like librarian.
It's like the little Giants when they put the tablet in. I'm intimidated for 5 seconds, and then the tablet's gone, and it's just Joey again. He's playing
Joey's receivers are impressive, though.
They are
very impressive.
They're studs.
And that's the other thing. Do I want to go? I don't know, man. I mean, Justin Jefferson versus Detroit, that's going to be stupid. CD versus Giants is going to be dumb. And Philadelphia can't cover anybody. So maybe the year Joey beats me, guys. Maybe.
I really think it comes down to Baker. Personally, Joey's all in on Baker.
Baker throws up 10, and Herbert and Eckler throw up 25 and 20 like they did in Monday night. It's going to be ugly. Could be ugly, you know. We'll see.
Ash, what do you think? It's not fair to let Frank make the prediction. Who do you take this week?
Well, I'm trying to. They both have Henderson. And Frank's way better at quarterback. But Joey's receivers, and I mean, he could actually drop Henderson and play Williams. Be sneaky that way, but Josh Jacobs hasn't really been impressive at all.
He might have those.
I need to refresh because I just changed the lineup again.
Where's my refresh?
That's tough. I mean, I'm actually kind of leaning towards Vandy might be pulling this upset this week. What about you, Ash?
Those receivers are impressive.
They are impressive.
Yeah, but every year he has impressive receivers, and the week he plays me, they don't do anything. It's just what his team Vandy doesn't show up when they play me.
He's in his own head too.
He averages like 44 points a week when he plays
me. Yeah.
And also, me talking all this on this podcast could just be reverse psychology on Joey. I could already know who my starting lineup is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been playing in this league long enough to know. I'm well aware of who the starting lineup. I had this starting lineup set up in May. I mean, it's nobody new on my team. It's all old guys. I've had everybody on this, you know. So we'll see how it goes. I'm picking myself, obviously. I'm gonna beat the shit out of Joey. And if I don't win, there will be no podcast next week.
Can he be the guest?
Yeah. Well, no, because he's got to tuck his wife in bed and then wake up and make her breakfast at 5 a.m. when she gets up, apparently. So, no, he cannot be the guest because it's too late for Joey. His wife wakes up at 5 a.m. That was of all the excuses to come up with, I can't make the podcast because my wife wakes up at 5 a.m. And?
I went to bed at 4 and woke up at 6.
I got
to get to work at 7, so I got a 3-week-old. So
he's got a 3-week-old child at home, and he can make it to a podcast
and work 12 hours. And so.
It just shows you that who your division rivals are, Ash.
Yeah.
And Joey does this every year. He goes 3-1 or 3-0, and he plays me, and it spirals the fuck downhill for him. And he knows it's coming, and that's why he's freaking out. He saw it coming week 1. That's why he wanted Ross to set his lineup for him so he didn't have to blame himself. He wants
you got Rondell Moore too?
Yeah, I thought about playing Rondell too. That's honest opinion. I thought about playing Rondell.
Yeah, I
have played Rondell Moore every week this year.
But I don't need to. I got McLaurin. I got Metcalf. I got Claypool. I got Van Jefferson. I got Jacoby.
I don't like Goddard in that line.
I don't like him either, but I'll just put him in there. I mean, I can change that shit before Sunday. But, I mean, I don't need to play Rondell, and I don't know if I want to burn his red shirt, to be honest with you.
True.
But you would beat Joey.
Yeah, but
I mean, what happens if you lose this game, though? That's 1
Yeah, you don't want to be 1-5 or 1-4.
I mean, because then it's gonna.
No, it's not because then I just beat everybody.
Jeff is loaded too.
No, it's not.
Shit. But you're lucky you don't have to play the Gators this year, Frank. So I mean, that's in your
real lucky.
So who do you have, Ash? You got Vandy or you got LSU?
I've got to go. Damn it. I've got to go LSU. But I would not be surprised if Vandy upsets them. No, Justin Herbert, and But now if I was Vandy, I would put Mike Williams in and go for that upside, because everything Justin Herbert does, Mike Williams would benefit.
Play the stack.
And then I would roll with Vandy and get an upset. But Williams would have to hit. He can't have a week like last week, one catch for 11 yards or whatever the hell he had.
Yeah, what sucks for people is if Eckler catches a swing pass in the 10-yard line and he scores, it's double points for me. I mean, it's just what it is, and it's perfect,
But Vandy's receivers all three of them hit, you're in trouble, Frank.
Oh, I mean and their matchups are proven that they can hit. I mean, they could all score over 20 this week.
Yep.
And then I'm going to need McLaurin. Put it this way. I need my 3 wide receivers to at least get 65 to 7% of what his 3 get, because Eckler and Herbert will, I think, overmatch his other 3. We'll
Eckler right now is a huge advantage for you.
Yeah, Eckler's going to help you a ton. It'll help balance those points out.
We'll see. It's going to be a close matchup. They got him winning 85.92 to 84.27. So we'll see how it goes.
But Mayfield, he could easily score 9 points.
And that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And the Chargers defense has looked pretty good so far this season.
Yeah, they're legit.
They shut Mahomes down. They shut Carr down for most of the game.
Tight game with Prescott and the Cowboys, even though they didn't come away with it.
Right. Yeah, they kept the Cowboys down to 20. 20? They had to kick a field goal to win 2017 or whatever at the end.
Yeah, it was low. Yeah.
It was like 20-17 or some shit. So it is what it is. I'm picking myself, obviously. I'll be 2-3.
So Jeff, you went Vandy, right?
I'm actually going Vandy this week. I'm going for the upset.
Hey Ash, I'm taking applications for new co-host.
Well, my wife would kill probably both of us. So
he got permission. He's got a 3-week-old baby.
I mean, she was already on the fence. She said, "I am obsessed with football." I don't know what that means.
I mean, my wife says the same thing.
Yeah, but she's threatened divorce with it.
So Sunday, I stayed home to watch the games. Sunday, and I put Red Zone on, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, 7 hours of commercial-free football is what I'm doing. I'm not moving from this spot on the couch. I mean, I swept them out the house on Saturday. I did dishes. I did laundry. I said, she got home Saturday from work, and I go, everything's done. Tomorrow's football day. That's all I want to do.
Red Zone's my wife's worst nightmare because, I mean, it's nonstop football, no commercials. And then it's like it goes off and she's like, "Oh, finally." And I'm like, "No, babe."
No, then you switch over to NBC.
Yeah, it's another game on. It's like 3 more hours.
My wife just heard that you did before and rolled her eyes. That's what you did to justify that. It was beautiful.
That's what I'm supposed to do. In order for me to be able to watch 7 hours of commercial-free football on Sundays, I got to be able to do some housework. Make the wife happy.
Hey, you live stream all 7 hours of that.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
So,
Frank. Frank.
But I appreciate y'all coming on as always. I appreciate everybody that came to watch. This is week 5's, week's 5's podcast, and Joey's gonna get his ass whooped this week, so we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate everybody coming.
Florida will be number 1 next week.
Yeah, playing the 86th ranked team in NCFF. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
See y'all.
You too.